Good afternoon, Soul Embodiment Tribe. Bridget Patton here with Soul Massages, and I just wanted to drop a little video about manifesting. Something that I've been seeing a lot of and hearing a lot of is I'm putting this desire out there, I'm asking, I'm trying to manifest, and I get the idea and I feel it in my body and I know that this is what Spirit wants me to do, but then it doesn't show up. What I ask for doesn't show up. So what is going on? So the first thing I want to talk about is how important it is to realize how manifesting works. So with manifesting really is just, it's always happening. There's something that's always evolving and so always being attracted into your awareness and into your experience at all times. But what happens is we realize that we have a desire. We realize that we want something. And it's because we've already been getting into alignment with it. We've already been reaching that frequency to receive when we get that wisdom, when we get that awareness, when we get that desire. So when that happens, we start trying to figure it out. We start trying to figure out what's going on in our world, in our life, that will help us get to that next step. And what we're doing is we're forcing it. We're actually creating resistance because we are open to receive when we get the awareness that we want something, but then we start trying to humanize it instead of allowing it to be attracted into our environment experience, our awareness, into our emotional state. So everything that I coach and teach in here has to do with our emotional state, because our emotions are what allow us to navigate here in the world. And if we can't tap into those emotions and feel them and honor them and acknowledge them, we're leaving a part of ourselves out. So whether we're feeling an uncomfortable sensation or an exciting sensation, they're all valid and they all have a message. So what happens is we feel a desire and we want to receive something because now we know that we want it. We realize that we want it. We had contrast and it pushed us into taking inspired action because we wanted to get it out of that stuck space. And so we start feeling those amazing feelings again. We connect to source, we start feeling vibrant and joyful, and then we start asking for things and we realize that we can ask for things. But when it doesn't show up in the time frame that we're asking for, a lot of the time what we do is we start looking at that situation or that circumstance and we create resistance because now we're doubting that the universe is already bringing it to us. We're doubting that we're already ready to receive what it is that we are aware of wanting. And so my suggestion to everybody is pay attention to what frequency you're vibrating at or what emotion you're feeling in your body after the desire. What's the first initial thing that happens inside of your mind, inside of your body once that desire comes up? Do you allow yourself to resonate in that vibration for as long as it's in that frequency? Do you allow for yourself to feel what it feels like and get excited that if the universe is showing it to you, then that means that it is absolutely there for you to receive? Or are you going in the other direction and you're trying to figure out how you're going to make this work because you got the idea, so now you got to figure out how to make it work. You're going to get determined and you're going to do all of the things. And you get distracted and you kind of veer away from that vibrational path that brought you the idea in the first place. And so if you really want to allow for things to come into you, for you to receive, the most important thing is to feel in your body and allow for that frequency to be worked and used for as long as possible, because it is a measure of stamina and ability to stay open to maintain that vibrational frequency so that you can stay in alignment with source energy. And it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong if it doesn't show up right away. It doesn't mean that you beat yourself up over it. It just means that you started thinking. You started thinking and it didn't allow for it to fully manifest yet. Or I actually used this example earlier today with somebody, and I thought Spirit was just brilliant with this. If you imagine what it's like to write a letter to somebody, so you write a letter and you put it in the mailbox, you already know, or at least you've created a pattern, a belief system, that once that letter is in the mailbox, it's going to get to its destination. Well, making a request to the universe is very similar. We write the letter of desire, and then Spirit is going to make sure it gets to the destination. It's going to make sure that that letter gets to the person that needs it. So you are the person that needs it. You are the sender and the receiver. And so when you understand in a physical way, think of how much time it takes for those letters sometimes to get to their destinations, depending on where the destination is, what's located in the package, you know, who, if they're home when the package gets there so that they can open it and they can read it. I mean, there's so many different variables that are in place, but in your heart, you just know that that person's going to get it. And you don't have any doubt about it unless you've had an experience. And that's another story. But, for the most part, you believe that if you put something in the mailbox, it's going to make it to its destination. So that's the kind of mindset and belief set that I'm inviting you guys to have, is when you make a request to the universe, of course, you're going to receive it. And it might not be in the time that you think that you need to have it, but realize that when you're really, 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 really ready for what it is you're asking for, it shows up naturally. It just appears and you're like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. I didn't even realize that I wanted that. So the things that we don't even realize we want that just appear, use those vibrations to kind of connect with the ones that you release on your own that maybe didn't show up right away. And understand that when you ask for something, when we as humans ask for something, we are ready for it in the moment when we ask for it because we're in alignment with that vibration. However, there are steps that we need to go through in order to purge things out and to process things out to make room for source energy. That's what we do in my Crack the Safe course. So if you're interested in that, I would love to have a conversation with you about that. Otherwise, just use this technique that I just kind of gave you guys and see how it feels inside of your body to kind of shift your perspective on that. Shift your perspective on receiving. And that will kind of keep you in that vibration so that you can receive, so you can continue to receive. The longer you stay in that vibration with source, the easier it is to manifest and receive the desires that you have instead of the things that you don't want, so you can experience that contrast so that once again you can remember, oh yeah, this is a desire that I had. This is a desire I had before I started thinking I had to go do all of these other things to make it happen, instead of listening for that divine inspiration. So sometimes the best thing that you can possibly do for yourself after you release a desire, you ask the universe for something, is to go lay in a hammock. You can lay in a hammock, you can go to the beach, you can go get out with nature, do something that doesn't have anything to do with the request that you made. Because if you have a request and you're focusing on it and you're creating resistance, the best thing you can do is something that has nothing to do with what you were just asking for. So I hope this message really resonates with you, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. I love you.